Today, we're going to be discussing why Yelp matters to mortgage. And this is Kelly Yale from Intent. I am excited to talk to you today about yet another social media platform that we believe will help you grow your business. Now, Yelp isn't exactly your standard social media platform, it's far more of a reviews based platform. However, we usually kind of lump all of those things in together. Yelp is an interesting hybrid sort of social media interaction. Guys, I don't know what is happening. There, oh, the internet is strange today. Hold on, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's happening. Give me 1 second. I don't think it's related to the internet. Let's see. Yep. Oh, I think actually Canva must be having some sort of problem. We're gonna go again, everybody. Let's just make sure we can forward this. Look at that. That is so odd. Guys, I'm really sorry we're having this technical difficulty. I'm just gonna hop out of this for a second and see if that's gonna do us any better. It's not just look how long it's taken to open that though. They must be having some difficulties. Well, let's try again. And just make sure we can forward it. Oh, we can, yay, that's all it took. Okay, starting again. I'm actually gonna key it up again so that you guys remember what I was talking about. Today, we're going over why Yelp is going to matter to your mortgage business. This is Kelly Yale from Intent, and we are going to be going over why it really makes a difference to have your business page and your reviews set up on Yelp. We're going to be going over some stats regarding how people use Yelp. We'll be talking about how you can ask for reviews and where to collect those reviews. Yelp is free and it's easy to set up. It's going to help you definitely stay connected with the peers you have as well as local businesses in the area. It's going to provide instant feedback and it can actually help you boost your rank on Google, which is probably what we like the most. Yelp has been around since 2004. And they say that their primary goal is to connect people to local businesses, which is true, but they're also for profit. Consumers rank Yelp as the #1 site for reviews to find local business. So just think about that. People believe in Yelp reviews more than any other platform. 82% of Yelp users intend to buy a product or service. 78% of their users rely on Yelp to search for local businesses. 85% make a purchase within a week or less after finding something on Yelp. 51% of Yelp users search for professional services and 30% for real estate services. 37% of Yelp users make over $100,000 a year. Almost 80% review on Yelp are 80% of Yelp reviews are 3 stars or higher. And 92% of Yelp users tell others about the businesses they find on Yelp. That is incredible. And if you think about the way that you use Yelp, and if you don't use Yelp, I'm stunned. There are many people who will say like, oh, I never even use it. And it might be because I travel a lot, but Yelp is my Bible when I travel because I love reading what other people have to say about a business. Because peer review is truly important. So if you think of Yelp in terms of let's say I want to find a restaurant and I go to Yelp and I see in my area there are 12 really good restaurants and there's 2 that I'm really interested in. I want to go to the Yelp reviews, find the latest one and see how have they been approaching COVID? You know, what is good on the menu? And then I love reading the most liked reviews so that I can learn what to order. Because what I truly want is to have great insight on a business before I do business with them. Building a Yelp account is very, very simple. Okay. And then you reach out and you ask your people for reviews. So, whether those are clients or whether those are business partners and referral partners, we want them to look you up on Yelp and give you a glowing review with a 5-star rating. This is very important for you to know. Notice that we said look you up on Yelp. You cannot copy the link and email it to your clients or your referral partners because Yelp has filters that monitor to see if people are typing your name into the search engine or if they're going directly to your page through a link. And they actually sort of overlord that. And so I would just, if you're the best way to go about it, and this is true, it used to be true of Google, but now you can kind of send a direct link. But there's several platforms where if you don't actually look up the name, it's difficult to leave a review on them. And Yelp is definitely one of them. So you want to make sure that you're looking up the name instead of sending a direct link to those people to do that. When you reach out, ask your clients or your referral partners to give you that 5 stars and write a review of their experience. We talk all the time about how the easiest way to get someone to leave you a review is to kind of pre-write it for them. So how does that go? So if I'm sending an email to Molly and it says, "Hey, Molly, I'm really trying to build out my search and my review platforms for 2021. If you wouldn't mind doing me a favor, could you go over to Yelp, just search my name and just give me, hopefully you'll give me a 5 star, but I just really want to highlight the great interactions we've had over the last 4 years of working with one another. If you want to like do a shout out for maybe the Jones loan that we were able to save, that would be a great idea. But just really talked about like our relationship and who I show up as a person. And that way they kind of have a prompt to write because people do get nervous about what they're going to write and if it's going to please you. Make sure you only ask people who you know well and who you know are going to give you a good review. That seems kind of like obvious, but it's really not. Try to ask people who are already active on Yelp because Yelp doesn't want somebody to sign up for Yelp and their first review to be for you. That doesn't get ranked as highly as people who are actually active on Yelp. And don't ask too many people in one day. It would be great if like your goal would be like, can I get one Yelp review a week? That'd be a beautiful way to grow it. Once you have those reviews, you can share those across your social media platforms. And that's a great way to do that. I mean, we always love, obviously, you don't want to go too crazy with how many people are leaving you reviews, but when you have a special one, it's good to share it across your social media platforms and even highlight it on your website if you can do that. If someone writes something nice, that gives you a good review, you can write them back and thank them for their kind words. And if it's a partner, you can give them a review in return, which is the greatest way to do it ever. And you can try to be proactive and start by giving a business partner a great review and then follow up with them because that's a great way for them to sign in, read it, click on your name, and be able to give you a review. So we often talk about giving to get, and that is definitely what we want to do when it comes to reviews with our business partners. So let's talk about how Yelp actually affects your SEO. Yelp listings oftentimes, especially if they're well built, are going to show up at the top of the page for Google and for Bing search pages. I know you're thinking to yourself, what's Bing? And you're, right, but it's still important to consider that other people do use Bing. So the pattern for your target customers might be to do a Google search, click on a Yelp link at the top of their search page, land on Yelp, read about a business, and then they can leave you a review. Or if it's somebody who's searching for you and they're looking online, they can find your ad first and call and email you directly once they read the reviews that you have. Yelp influences Google behind the scenes. So, local citations, which are the references to your business on local listings like Yelp, City Search, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, that sort of like category, are well known to influence whether your company shows up on Google at all. It's the same way, like if you make a great video and tag it correctly and someone searches for that, that video comes up first because Google owns YouTube. And it's a great way to start really building up how people find you. So behind the scenes, having a strong Yelp listing with many good reviews can truly impact the way that people are going to find you in search. But if you don't see Yelp reviews, that's okay because Yelp is still helping the internet and Google and Bing know about your location because it's yet another directory listing, right? So your business is verified on yet another thing that is widely used by humanity. My takeaways for you today are pretty simple. I definitely want you to set up your Yelp account. It'd be great if you could get a few people to leave you a review, if you could give a few reviews today. We're going to be walking through how to set yourself up correctly on all sorts of different platforms, and those are always available to you on our website. If you click on intentmarketing.com and then you go over to our resources, you can always find really simple coaching sessions just like this to get your business where it wants to go. I do want to give you one last little thing before you go. Please know that Yelp is a business. Like all businesses who are B2B, which is what Yelp is, they are going to want to sell you things once you verify your listing. I am letting you know that now because it definitely can be annoying. Uh, Yelp wants you to spend money with them. They want you to spend money with them to show up at the top of a search, to sponsor a search. There's a lot of different ways that you can use Yelp to grow business, but I would highly suggest at the beginning of your journey, really starting with something simple and then not spending any money with Yelp right away. So at this time, I'll take your questions about Yelp. You can type this into the chat window. We thank you guys for coming today. If you need to hop off the call, but I'll be sticking around for a little while for questions. Okay, well, no questions today. So I hope you guys have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.